Peace and blessings. I'm here with Jay, January 17th, 2025. We're going to be asking them a few questions about New Orleans, about life, about things. This is our first run, so be gentle, be kind about to us. Okay. Um, Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I'm Jay Evans. I'm a visual documentarian, a teacher, and also I'm a percussionist. In the first one, I left that out, and that's very integral to how I show up in community, like in spiritual spaces, also in my artistic practice. I think my approach to shooting and editing is rhythmic. So I wanted to make sure to name that part is integral to like how I move through the world.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with your art.
So I believe that my artistic practice right now is less of a form of self-expression and has become more of a necessity. I pour into the community, I pour into the children, I pour into my family through the ways in which I document and preserve and support the amplification of their experiences, their journeys, and I think that it's a great need for people like ourselves as documentarians and archivists to like really make sure that people know that we were here. Mm-hmm. We document and protect signs of life, and all life matters. That's a thing that I'm trying to say through my art right now as well.
Okay. Tell me about your relationship with New Orleans and what you want for the new year for yourself and for New Orleans.
Ooh, that's two really big questions.
All right, take your time with it.
So, what I want for myself in this year, I feel like I've been a bud blooming for quite some time, but now I need a little room to really lean into the expansion of me and how I show up for others in the community. And what I want for New Orleans this year is for folks that are native to New Orleans to really commit to shedding dated narratives that, you know, we may not agree with all of them, but some of them we have claimed to be true about this city.
True.
That just
Very
don't have
true.
to be.
Don't have to be at all.
And I want for natives of New Orleans to feel like we're not just getting by or scraping by, making shit shake, but that we are actually taking sound steps together toward financial, physical, and spiritual liberation.
Excellent. Wow. Wow. Okay. The future of this great city, we're going to be the elders soon, slight elders.
Yeah.
And we're taking a lot of leadership roles to the 20-something-year-olds, to the teens. How do you lead them with all the negativity, all the things that we have coming up in our space? Our New Year started off with a very dark experience. So how do we bring the narrative back to positivity?
I think in all things, no matter what is happening or how persistent it feels like it's happening, we can't go wrong when we lead with love. And I think that's what I do both inside and outside of the classroom, because it's what we all need most. Not just love in that like that tough love, but that real, authentic, I'ma love you regardless of the mistakes that you make. It's because I love you that I'm gonna call you higher, because there's enough narratives going around that's pulling us down.
Okay.
And I think there's some self-defeating narratives that, play in our heads that's just echoed in the community. And I don't want New Orleans to become like this echo chamber of negative talk around the city. We got a lot of work to do. But talking not going to solve the problems.
No, it isn't.
Complaining about it is not going to solve the problems. So like what I'm hoping is that in leading with love and in leading with empathy and holding space for people's experiences, like I'll do that always. But what we not going to do is stay in this place where the narrative is that I can't because X, Y, Z, versus how can we take the support of each other as like a serious tool for making change. You know what I mean? Instead of just sitting in disgust and disdain for how the leadership has failed us thus far.
Wow, that's great. That's great. You talked about your spirituality. How does your spirituality impact your art?
Truly, I think if I did not have my spiritual practice, I would not know myself. And I think that's the first step in truly finding a voice in the work. Because if you don't know who you are, it's hard to know what you're saying, let alone who you're saying it to.
Okay.
And that's how you achieve success, is what I'm learning, is by figuring out what the authentic you, or your highest self, what that is and how that exists and what role it plays in the collective evolution that we're all here to do. That's what I believe the human experience is. So like my understanding of all of these things that I gained from studying Ifa, studying the teachings of the Buddha, those things free my mind and decolonize my mind enough that I can actually face the work that I'm destined to do.
Okay.
Because I know my Odu. I know why I'm here, why I chose to be here, the contract that I signed. So that's a thing that I take seriously, and why I think I say that where I've come to be in this practice, in this journey of preserving stories and amplifying experiences, it's a necessity because that's part of my role. And when you know your role, you got to play it.
One last thing, we may ask some more questions later. How you feeling?
How am I feeling?
Yeah, truthfully.
I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling determined. I'm feeling, despite it all, hopeful for, I think, the class consciousness rising enough that we actually stop focusing on the ways in which we are different and start focusing on the ways in which we need each other. We need each other for the love that I was talking about, for the motivation and inspiration that we get from each other, to fuel us to keep fighting. And not fighting indefinitely, fighting forever. I do think that there is rest on the horizon, there is ease on the horizon, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Great interview. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating in this spiritual journey with me.
Ashe.
And we may have more, but for now, we're going to wrap right now.